if you follow my channel, you've probably noticed I haven't posted probably close to a year. I know I said I would post more. I hope you could forgive me. I have a good reason for not posting. In the last year or so, I really decided it was time for me to kind of put my firm on not a hiatus, but just kind of stop growing as quickly as I was. I really wanted to work on my mental health and my physical health. I'm really proud that in this last year, I've lost 115 pounds, and I've also been sober for almost a year, around April 21st or so. So I am really, really happy. I'm feeling so much better. I definitely needed that. My firm hasn't grown too much since last year, so I haven't been accepting clients, or I've been turning down clients, which I know is like something they say not to do, but I really needed it for myself. So I'm not currently accepting clients, probably not until May, because I am still working on my tax extensions. So this takes me to this video and what I wanted to talk about. If you haven't already done this, it's April 9th. You have a very short amount of time to file your tax extension. In this video, what I want to do is guide you through filing that extension and giving you guidance on how much to pay on your tax extension. Before getting started, if you are new here, my name is Jeanette Andrada. I specialize helping mental health practitioners in private practice get a good handle on their taxes and save as much as possible on their taxes due at the end of the year. So let's get started by talking about extensions. Again, these extensions are due April 15th. Make sure you are filing these to let the IRS know that you are not going to make the first tax deadline. Once you do this, you will have until October 15th to make that payment. Well, let's go into what you need to do. I have here the IRS website, and we are going to go over 3 ways that you could file your tax extension. The first thing we will do is that we will navigate to our online account with the IRS. If you don't already have one, then you definitely need to get one. And when you log in, you will go here to irs.gov/payments, and you will go to the sign in tab right here. If you're familiar with this, it asks you a bunch of questions, or not a bunch of questions, but it does have the two-factor authentication. So you will need to put in that information. Just sign into your online account, and when you log in, you're going to go into a page that looks similar to this. Well, you will navigate to the bottom, go to make a payment. You are going to get a drop down of different items that you need to pay. You'll choose whether you want to pay with your bank account or pay by card. These are the items that I had talked about. You're going to hit extension and put in the payment amount, the payment date, and the rest is kind of self-explanatory. With this method, we don't have to file an extension form as long as we make that payment. So we kind of skip over the next step, which is to request an extension by mail. In order to request this extension, we need to file Form 4868, which let me go ahead and pull up here. We will file Form 4868, which which notifies the IRS that you will be applying for that extension. You just fill it out here. You put in your estimated tax liability and your total payments, your balance due, and how much you are going to pay. Then what you'll do is you'll scroll all the way to the bottom, and it will give you information on where to file Form 4868. This, guys, is super old school. So go make a payment, or, it is an option to use this if you're doing this on your own. But if you work with someone like myself, a tax preparer, you are able to, or we are able to e-file this for you, and we could get that done. The other option is to go to the free file. There's a link right here where you'll log in and you will submit the extension there. The next question is something I get probably the most is how much should I pay with my extension? Well, before we get there, I did want to mention that filing an extension doesn't extend your time to pay your taxes. You still have to pay. If you don't pay, you're going to be assessed penalties like your failure to pay penalty, and you're going to get interest also. So make sure that you are paying whatever you can, even if you don't pay the full amount. Now, I know you're wondering, well, okay, how much do I need to pay? The first thing we want to do is look at your prior year tax returns, which is going to be your 2023 tax returns. We're going to base your 2024 extension payment off of the prior year. Something to keep in mind is that these are just estimates. You might need to adjust depending on how much your income has changed. If you are like most of my clients and you have an established private practice, you're likely going to be at a similar, have a similar tax situation from the prior year, so you shouldn't have too many issues. Well, I'm going to give you a couple of options. Both of them involve your 2023 tax return, so make sure you have that pulled up. The first thing we're going to look for on your tax return is either estimated tax summary, or you're going to look for Form 1040-ES. Both of these are going to tell you how much you should have paid in quarterly estimated taxes. Whenever I submit the tax returns, and it's very common for other tax preparers to provide this, you're going to see this on your results page. So you want to just take, for example, that 1560, and you're going to multiply it by 4, and that is what you should have paid last year. Well, we are going to get that number. Let's say we paid 1560. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's say we paid 15, let me calculate this really quick. 1560 times 4. So let's say that you owed 6240 and you only paid 3,000. So you're going to owe 3240 when you file your extension. The whole point is for you to make that number whole. The next step is to, again, have your Form 1040, and this is for 2024, but it's pretty similar to 2023. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down to page 2, where we are going to see our taxes and credits. On the taxes and credits, we are going to look at line 24, which is our total tax. And then on the payments, we're going to primarily look at forms W-2 and quarterly estimated taxes. Well, we're going to try to replicate this. If your total tax is about the same, you want to deduct those W-2 withholdings. So just look at your pay stub or your W-2 and deduct that amount. And then we are going to deduct any 2024 estimated taxes. If you applied a refund from a prior year to your tax return for 2024, then you're going to deduct that as well. The difference is what you should be paying in your extension with your extension. So again, we're going to take our total tax. We are going to deduct W-2 withholdings from your W-2. We're going to deduct quarterly estimated taxes that you paid, and then we're going to deduct any amounts that were applied to your tax return from a prior year when you received the refund. Something important is that we are going to remove any credits that no longer apply. If, let's say, your child is no longer eligible for the child tax credit, then we are going to get our total tax and we're going to add back that credit to get our total tax. So we want to remove those credits because we don't want to show that you are going to have less taxes than you already do. I really hope that this made sense. It's just kind of playing the numbers and looking at your prior year. If you know that, let's say your private practice grew significantly, then you want to make sure that you are adding like 10, 15, 20% to your total tax due, because you don't want to have this surprise amount. When you pay off of your 2023 or like your prior year tax return, like the good thing is that we are paying something towards it, but you still might have a balance due if your income increased by 15, 20, even like 30%. So just make sure that you are adjusting that payment accordingly. Like I said, I hope this was helpful and I hope this wasn't too confusing. Feel free to leave me a message in the comment section. Again, I am going to start accepting new clients around May, June, so feel free to reach out to me and we could talk about any of your tax needs. So like, comment, and subscribe, please. I reached my 1,000 subscriber, and thank you for that 1,000 subscriber. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate your guys' support. Just leave me some comments, like my videos. It lets me know that I should keep making these videos. All right, so I hope to talk to you soon.